Hey YouTube, currently vetting an ICO called CargoX. I posted a summary of this a couple days ago with two other ICOs that had what looked to be strong potential without going into it. So this here I am going to go through it in detail and for my own purposes. So I will start off by jumping into the white paper. So here the opportunity is they are looking to put bill of lading on the blockchain. Currently there is a bill of lading separate that is shipped separately, a piece of paper apart and on a different transportation source than the cargo, and it costs like $500 to send the bill of lading, the physical piece of paper. So what they're doing is they're going to change that, so instead of having to send a physical piece of paper which could get lost, something can happen to it, they are going to put it on the blockchain where it can be tracked electronically to make sure that it gets to its proper location. So for the concept, I'm going to open up my spreadsheet better. So for the concept, copy this down. Concept, I am going to give it an A. I absolutely love the concept, but the concept is just one piece of it. The key is going to be execution. Can they execute it? And in order for them to execute it, the probability and likelihood is having a strong team. So I'm going to jump from concept to the team. Here you see I've got a management team score. So let's take a look and start vetting the management team. Who are you guys? Where are you guys? So Stefan Koopman, founder and CEO. So first step is I look and see what they have written down here, and then I test that through other sources like LinkedIn and what other people are saying about them. So he is the CEO and entrepreneur at 45hc.com. Growth-oriented and a highly focused CEO with a strong background in leading teams, product promotion, and market research. He has 10 years of experience in this domain, as well as excellent communication and leadership skills, which he gained with one of the biggest logistic providers, Quaini Nagel. Okay, great. So I'm going to check out, I'm probably butchering that, but I'm going to check out Quaini Nagel, and also going to see what's out there on 45hc.com. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Primoz Kopak, entrepreneur, owner of Plenum IT, a partner at CraftPal Technologies, and 45HC. Okay, so we got another 45HC guy here. His core expertise and passion is transformation of new, innovative, or emerging concepts in valuable companies or viable companies. So, it's just words on the paper. I don't know if it's true or not, but the fact that they are cognizant of focusing on viable companies is a positive within itself. He has experience in web project management. Okay, that would be helpful for this. Branding, online marketing, business planning, startups in Europe and the United States. He's also a crypto and blockchain believer, Alpha Extra exhibitor at Dublin 2015 Web Summit, Podium 2016 winner, finalist of Best Early Stage Startup, CESA 2016. That is impressive. All right. Unless his brother was the person who was giving out the award. Otherwise, that's pretty impressive that he was a finalist for a startup idea. Okay, Gasper Setic. He's the product manager. Okay, which is a very important function within these blockchain projects. So Gasper is a PM with deep technical background and a passion for making complex things simple and intuitive. Again, this hits on a very core principle of mine. Myself, I like to take complex subjects and break them down to their lowest common denominator, and then to be able to explain those to others. So, number one, the fact that they believe in viable projects, and they, this guy believes in making complex things simple and intuitive. It really resonates with me, just on a macro level. So he's the co-founder and CPO of Voixior, a company that connects home devices and smartphones. Okay. He is both exceptionally intelligent as well as empathetic to the needs of the business side of the company, which is important for a product manager to be able to interface and collaborate with on both sides, the technical side, the business side. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to vet Voixior and see what's going on with that. Are they doing anything? Janice Kunch, PhD, blockchain developer. Okay, this is the guy who is making the magic happen. So Janez is an experienced web developer and data mining professional with a PhD in computer science. His work includes developing, distributing methods for knowledge discovery and continuous mining of dispersed data streams. His enthusiasm for blockchain technologies and professional experience has led him to become proficient in writing and auditing smart contracts on the Ethereum platform. Okay, this is, so going to vet him, but if this is right here, they have a true all-star on the team. And on any team, you look for at least three all-stars. if possible, at least 2. So far, so far we've got at least 2 all-stars, possibly 3 or 4. Just looking at the white paper without stepping out yet. All right. The fact that they have someone on the team who's not only, I mean, obviously they would need a blockchain developer if they were, building out an infrastructure project. But this guy seems pretty strong. So anyway, Primos, we'll call them Primos. That sounds better. Primos specializes in graphic design, web development, UX, video editing, and project management. He's got his diploma at the Facility of Computer and Information Systems in, boy, I don't want to jack this up, an L and a J right next to each other. Ljubljana, and has 16 years of experience in design and web development. He is currently a designer and web developer at Zemanta and the Outbrain Company, and is also a partner at CCO and CCO at CraftPal Technology. So CraftPal is whose baby is that? So one of these guys, CPO here. Okay. I thought someone else had CraftPal. Could be up there. But anyway, if just looking at the website. The website is very, very well done, and I like the responsive design and the animation. I love the fact, I was going to cover this later, but they have a timeline here, a detailed timeline, which is very strong. So. Yeah, let's jump back here. But his if he was responsible for designing the website, we'd have another all-star on the team. Jour Top, MBA, Business Development. Startup Mentor Coach, JT, Business Development, Business Owner, Technology Transfer Specialist, Neurolinguistics Programmer, Trainer, and Coach. Man, that is like really wild and out of the box. That's like, like Anthony Robbins is really big with neurolinguistics programming, which is basically training yourself to, using it in a positive manner, training yourself to be like the best version of you that you can be. It's almost, it's almost like conditioning or auto-programming, hypnosis, and used in the wrong hands, it can be dangerous, but mostly it's I've seen it used for positive. Anyway, that's wild that he's a NLP programmer. So yeah. So anyway, he has experience in leading companies and teams in B2B, B2C, wholesale, retail, web, mobile sales, domestic, internationally. Jour is well connected as a business director in China, Hong Kong, and EU. Why is this important? This guy is basically he's the rainmaker, right? So you got the blockchain side, you got the technology side that needs to be built out and that needs to function properly. But you have to bring businesses and companies on board to get them to switch their technology from their paper-based bill of ladings to putting their bill of ladings on the blockchain. And this is the guy to do it. So, so definitely vet this guy, and if he's an all-star here, that would be really, that would be really strong. I'm sure there's some other people that are helping him, the CEO, but this is a very important role here, and if he can use his NLP, while he's in front of the decision makers to get them to sign the contract and switch over to their blockchain, then maybe you've got a secret weapon here. But anyway, moving on. Jacamel. Jaka combines high tech. He's a marketing and PR guy. Jaka provides high-tech finance communication experience and has been involved in several successful blockchain crowdfunding projects. Okay, cool. I'd like to know what crowdfunding projects he was involved in. But having said that, if he's the marketing and PR guy, we can, see what he's done already, because, they have closed the whitelist. And if we look at, let's see here. So not limiting gas prices, so this, please note, okay, so they're not limiting gas prices. This is for the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum, to send contracts, you need to send Ethereum to purchase tokens. You need to use gas. And that's you can Google how that works, but you can get into gas. Typically to send something normally is about maybe $3, or if you don't care how soon it gets there, you can pay $1.40. When there are ICOs, on the ICO day, it goes up from, again, like 21,000 gas. It would be something like a couple of bucks, just off the top of my head. It would go to 210,000, which would be like 10 or 11 bucks for the gas. And when there is a situation in which it's limited, you got a limited amount of time to buy, limited number, and they've got a really small cap. It's like 7.5 million. You get into gas wars. Like there was Giselle just closed. I went to, actually there's a Giselle in my ski club. But Bluezell, that their first round was capped. Their first round was capped. But the second round was open. So we didn't have to. There was no gas war, but the second one was open. I tried to get in, was not successful. Even though I put in like 400,000 gas, but the people that actually were able to get it, one guy paid $500 just to send the contract, the gas. Another person paid $900. But if you look at the quality of the ICO, which this one is looking like it's shaping up to be another Blue Zell, this is going to possibly be the same thing. So yeah. So this it's up to you to choose the amounts that you wish. Please note that the transaction speed depends on the network conditions. We suggest you visit Ethergas Info to simulate different gas limit and gas price settings and see how this is actually. I'm going to copy this bad boy down and save it. See how long the transaction would take and how much it would actually cost. Generally, you should be safe if you say gas limit of 300,000. Not generally, yeah, but not during gas wars. And price gas and raise the price gas to 4 to 60 G-wave range. So I'm going to top 6 questions repeatedly asked. KYC is closed. You can buy from the exchanges, but you can't buy in the ICO. If you haven't done the KYC, you won't be able to participate. Price is about 10 cents. 1 ether equals 11,000 of these cargo X for the first 48 hours, plus 10% bonus. 5 ether individual cap for the first 3 hours. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So there is a cap. So there's a cap. There's a cap for the first 3 hours, 5 ether. Okay. And address and all the info comes today. Stay calm. Gas, generally you should be safe if you set the gas limit to 300K and raise the gas price to 40 to 60 G-Way. Hard cap is 7 million. Really, really low. That is really low. And 2,400 ETH was sold in the pre-sale. Okay, so Ether right now is sitting at about 960 as I write this. So 2,400 Ether. Okay, so they've got less than 5 million left. Yeah. So, and a cap of 5 ether for the first 3 hours. So, how many people is that? If everybody does 5 ether, okay. Actually times 5. So if everybody does. So I'm going to take 5 ether times the current price, 946. Okay, so 4.7. So if I take the 6 million divided by 4,700. Okay, so that means that that means that the first 978 people, assuming that everybody puts 5 ether in, is going to get it. So there's 8,000 members in the group. So there's going to be 8,000 people fighting for 978 spots. So this is AKA going to be a gas war. All right. Cargo X token is confirmed to list on IDEX. That is really wild. This is the first ICO that I have heard of, known about personally, where they have, and this isn't an admin, so it could be some misinformation, but the first that I've heard of where the exchange was announced before it actually before the ICO closed. So that is interesting and a positive thing that it's already going to be on IDEX. So with them being listed on an exchange means that they have done their due diligence on the company to make sure that these guys are legit and everything else. So far this bad boy is looking really good. So I'm going to forward this to myself. I also, I haven't said this, but you want to connect with them on the social channels. The main social channel to connect on typically is Telegram. This is where the latest information will happen in real time. And is there a pinned, yeah, they don't have a pinned message. So alright, so that is it with the ICO. With the ICO that they mention is here, they'll never, be very careful when you are sending currency over the internet. With popular ICOs like this, there's a lot of fake websites that will have something similar to that. You think you're in one website, you're in another, and you send money somewhere and it's just gone. So alright, so that is it with that. Let's get back to the people. Dijaka Una. Very unique names here. Unasoft. That's a perfect name right there for a new technology company. Unasoft, like Microsoft. Business development. Okay, so she's the community manager. Business development, innovation consultant. 10 years of experience with technology solutions. Started her career at General Motors and Intel in Europe. Interesting. My first kind of real job was at General Motors. Did an internship for them when I was in college. So that's that's impressive. She's got GM experience and Intel, specializing in automotive, AI, and financial technology. So transportation. So this thing here is a transportation infrastructure project. So that's impressive. I was gonna say if she was weak, this is a position that you could easily replace, put somebody else in there. So she seems like an all-star, but this could it's not a make or break. Some of these, like the sales, business development, the blockchain guy, those are make or break project success or failure positions. Peter Selikar, digital advertising. He's the CEO of Dynatex, a performance-oriented digital marketing agency, and has more than 14 years of experience in the digital business world. He's responsible for B2B, B2C, lead generation, e-commerce strategy implementation, for companies like Esper Bank, Barclays, Honda, Sony. Wow, impressive. Okay, Peter Merck, PhD. Peter is a co-founder of Lamore Legal. Lamore. Lamore Legal Company. Okay. It's like my middle name spelled backwards. That's why. Interesting. Legal company, and also the legal coordinator of the blockchain think tank. Oh my God! Initiated by the Ministry of Public Affairs of Slovenia. Lamore is the leading legal expert for startups, angel investors, accelerators, and IT companies. Another, like Lamore, I think one of the in like mythology, like you got Atlantis, and I think Lamore was one of the other. I gotta Google Lamore. I think Lamore was one of the other places somewhere opposite of Atlantis. But anyway, it's like way off. That's like the NLP thing. They cooperate with government regulators and Chamber of Commerce. Their services link real parallel crypto economy. Oh my goodness! So this guy, wow, so freaking all-star. So just okay. So the advisor. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the advisors, but I'm going to check these guys out. Damjan, member of BTC Company Management Board, one of the leading commercial property development companies in the region with 10 years of top-level management experience. Accelerators, ABC Accelerator Groups. Okay. Nothing earth-shattering there. Otmar, Doctor of Science and extensive knowledge in finance, accounting, HR, crisis management. Director of Zoom Plus, carried out immense conversion. He is also past district governor of the Rotary International in Slovenia, and playing an important part on the advisory board. Okay. And financial accounting, human resources, crisis management. So, advisors are weighted much less. It's nice if you have some all-stars on the advisor board, but not necessary. So far, I haven't seen anything that's knocking me over. Stefan Hazinger, extremely experienced. Extremely experienced. First time I've ever seen that as in a bio. And innovative in the field of logistics, especially sea freight. Okay, so we have an advisor that can advise here. He has more than 20 years of relevant experience, worked at DHL, Costco, Kuwaini, Nigel is a national manager for FCL export shipments. Currently responsible for development of digitalization of sea freight. Wow. He is responsible for Red Blue business. Okay, so we have one superstar advisor on the team, potentially going to check him out further. Peter Kern, 20 years of relevant logistics experience in various positions of the world's largest container shipping. At the world's largest container shipping company, Maersk Line. His last position was managing director at Maersk Adria, where he was responsible for the development of the Adriatic region. He is also a big blockchain believer, seeing opportunities from which customers and logistics will benefit. Okay, so this is an A player. So you got a superstar player, we got an A player. On the team, on the advisory board, you found is a seasoned investor holding management positions in several investment companies. He is engaged in equity investment for more than 10 years, participating in the venture capital at P. His investment experience includes aerospace, energy, high equipment, manufacturing, electronic, bio, agricultural. So this is good. He was probably has a large stake of that 2.4 million that was raised in the pre-sale, number one. But outside of his financial contribution, he can, from a investment equity standpoint, give advice on, because he's seen a lot of startups and mistakes that startups make and things like that. So from that perspective, he could add a lot of value. So I would put him as an A player, at least an A plus player as well on the advisory board. Julian Custari, 20 years of experience as CEO, manufacturing and services, and has a master's in telecoms engineering, sharing his knowledge in over 80 countries. He has been a part of $1.7 billion worth of purchases, sales, and financing transactions. That's a pretty cool way to put that. As an investor in deep tech software, cryptocurrencies, and arbitrage platforms, he is also part of the founding team of Double Recall and is an entrepreneur in residence at the ABC Accelerator. Okay, interesting. Julian is also advisor and investor in the Vibrate project, one of the most successful ICOs in the world. Wow. He was an advisor and success. Wow. I had to check out Vibrate. Jure, MBA, Paul Jacques, an experienced executive in the areas of risk management, corporate finance, M&A. Currently serves as director of credit risk at Abanca and holds several supervisory positions in the financial industry. He is keen on new technologies, including blockchain, and has become a digitalization enthusiast by successfully managing various digitalization projects in different industries. He's also the co-founder of Price Pilot, an advanced service booking platform. He's earned his MBA from Quattrobly Business School. Okay, so he is very integral because the whole key here is digitalization. We're taking these bill of ladings and from paper, putting them on the blockchain, or basically digitizing them. So very critical advisory role here. So I would put him between A plus player to superstar, based on his experience and what he's bringing to the table. Last, and I'm not sure if least, but Juran or Verjuran has 14 years of relevant logistics experience, most of that on various regional managerial positions of the world's largest freight forwarding companies like DHL, Kuwait, Nigel, deep knowledge of sea freight transportation from LCL to FCL to Project Cargo and Pharma cold chain. Juran's last position was sea freight manager of Adriatic cluster within Kwaney and Nagel. He is aware of advantages of digitalization and blockchain technologies and believes that is the next step to take in intermodal shipping. So, a player. So, based on the report here, we've got an all-star team of, man. If this is, if this is football, we got Tom Brady at quarterback. We have Antonio Brown, wide receiver. They've got all the positions covered. So let's step out of the white paper and let's go out into a world called, well, I'm going to first just I'll take a break here, get some more, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to put him in here and see what pops up. Okay, so first thing that pops up, Stefan Koopman, CEO, 45hc.com, Crunchbase. Okay, so open Crunchbase. Okay, so that's pretty much all that shows up there. Okay, so let's go to his let's go to 45hc.com. I'm curious. Okay, so small company, 1 through 10, founded March 2016. So not 2 years yet. Let's see. 45hc enables anyone to ship. We are here to help. Book a container within minutes. We're expert at logistics and can help your business have an edge by eliminating the tedious process of booking a container. Our services include ocean freight, last mile delivery, door to door, rail. Okay. All right. So there's three. So we got 3 investors. We got Rouge Capital invested in this company. You have ABC Accelerator invested in the company, and you've got Julian Kustari, who's also an advisory, who's invested in the company. All right. So September they raised an undisclosed amount. March 10th and March 1st. Okay. He's got some retweets here. So January 8th, he tweeted out about this project here. Hard cap is only $7 million. Pre-sale is live until the 22nd, which is today. Contributors will get a 15% discount. Okay. So some nice, I mean, he's, very small company right now, but you know, that's not a big deal. So let me go to the website. Okay. Okay. Alright, so you can go here and say, okay, I want to go from Changsha, China, to Miami, Florida. Is there a port in Miami? Maybe Fort Lauderdale. Full container load or a less container load? Let's do a full container. Search. Website could be a little faster, but it's not a part of the ICO directly anyway. This time we're unable to locate the best price for your search. Okay, maybe 20 is too much. Let's say I want to go 2 containers. Does that mean anything? If I drop it down to 2, same deal. Help you here. Okay. Alright, so there's the logistics, and I'm not, I could be entering the wrong ports, wrong locations, so not a big deal. So he's got a small company, he's got a website. It's up and running. So all right, let's go to LinkedIn. SEO at Cargo XO. Okay. So I'm going to follow this guy. Got 1,600 followers. That's like really impressive for LinkedIn. Impressive. And okay, his experience. Okay. So this so Cargo X we know about, 45.com. Okay, National Sales Manager. So from 08 to 15, 7 years, 3 months, he was a sales manager at at Quinny Nigel. That's the company. Okay, so 74,000 employees, 1,300 locations in over 100 countries. Wow. So I'm going to follow these guys. Logistics and supply chain. All right, so this guy was working in sales, 283,000 followers. Okay. So this is a second source. So LinkedIn was LinkedIn was one source that connected him to this major logistics company. This is a second source that links him in as a national sales manager, even though he's not there anymore. It was last updated 2016. So it shows him. It shows him here at this this company. Where? Screenshot. Okay. So they have a strong business development person, and they also, as a CEO of the company, they've got a very strong sales manager who's able to get in there and get agreements and projects in place with these companies. Manager business development with cargo partner. So this man has deep supply chain experience. Established and delivered new products to local market. Worked as an outside sales cam, identified rail support. He was there for 1 year. So the only thing is, what did he do before that? It's like, the guy doesn't have his age on here, but looks like he's been out of college for a few years. So this is something that goes back 10 years. But I don't know. Okay. So university. Okay, actually, we graduated in 2014. University of attending. Okay, so he's attending University of Slovenia. Logistics, materials, and supply chain, 2010 to 2014. Activities, routine. Okay, so, and then from 92 to 96, secondary electrical and electronics engineering. Okay. So from 96 to 2010, almost 15 years, is like nothing. This guy was like hibernating in a pod and just like reappeared. Anyway, not it's interesting, something to take note of. But for the last 10 years, he's been active and he's been doing things. So that's the important thing. But it's like someone else said recently, like when you're looking at this, you're looking to see, when you're vetting the teams, would you hire this person? If you had a position in your company, is this someone that you would hire? So for me, this would not eliminate him from a position that I have within my company, but I would definitely bring it up and want to know what happened during that 14-year gap, or yeah. So okay, so is there his Twitter, his other social media channels? Let's see here. Okay, Twitter, Facebook. Okay. So the company, which I didn't expect, doesn't have a real strong Twitter presence. But what kind? If I and Facebook, 905 people following. Okay, so Stefan. Let's see if I can find him on Twitter. Okay, so I am going to give him a B plus, simply because of 14-year gap. So he's been doing pretty good since he came back. I'm not sure where. And his social footprint. People have their locations on LinkedIn. He's very strong on LinkedIn, so he has a good presence, a lot of followers. So I can't knock him for not having a Twitter presence. So his LinkedIn is strong, and that's really, if he's dominating one area, that's fine. So, but somewhere between B plus, A minus, that's fine. All right, so okay, Primo's Copac. Him does not. I owner Plenum IT. Okay, so cargo action. Okay, 450 connects, no picture. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, looking. Man, this guy is like, he is CEO of 5 different projects. COO of Cargo, partner in 45HC, partner in IMRAS, owner of Plenum IT, and owner, CEO of Plenum Copac and Modic. So this, apparently he's able to manage his time very well. Some people are able to do that. Many people, able to talk, walk and chew gum at the same time and be effective at it. So present, education. economics. 4 languages, impressive. Gary Vaynerchuk and Elon Musk, 2 of my favorite people. Richard Branson, another great guy. So he does lay out his experience here. Yeah, he lays it out here. Alright, so let's see here. Okay. So these guys are not big Twitter folks. No big deal. Okay, so I'm going to give him a B+ also. Okay. Jasper Setnick. Okay. He has a Twitter presence. He's got more followers. And November 2017 was the last time he has been active or tweeted. Okay. October 19. So I was thinking that it's interesting that he does not have the current project Cargo X on here. However, I don't go in and update my LinkedIn profile, whenever I, on a regular basis. So it's quite possible and feasible that he could have, that could be the case. So simple, Pastor making it simple. Connects home devices, smartphones. There's not a lot here on him. I am going to give him a B- from what I see. Being a little bit generous, but one thing that he said that I liked was that he likes taking complex things and making them simple. So from a product management standpoint, if he's successful in that, then he will be worth his position within the company. All right. Okay, now we get into the big dog here, potentially. Him. Okay. CEO Janice, research assistant, web developer, education, doctorate, philosophy, PhD, information technology, faculty of computer information science, bachelor's degree, 2004, 2010. All right. 16 people have endorsed him for programming, 12 for Python, 7 for data mining. Projects, bigasstabs.com. Music pipeline accomplishments. Anybody heard of bigasstabs.com? I haven't. It's so big, why haven't I heard of it? Big ass tabs. Those tabs are big. Big base tabs. Big base tabs, not big ass tabs. The fast growing website with free and accurate base tablature of all your favorite artists of every genre and era. New base tabs every day. You know what would be cool? Whenever I'm watching a movie and a song, well, okay, that's Shazam. whenever I change the channel, and you know, so I'm out of the country a lot, and you know, some places where I am, you know, it won't tell you what the movie is. If there was an app too that could show you the movie by you either, you know, shooting a picture of it or the sound, but that would be a tremendous amount of storage capabilities. You know, probably tremendous amount of space to record that and to be able to retrieve a movie based upon a frame, a scene, or something like that. So anyway, I digress. Apologies. Okay, so big base tabs. So that is your claim to fame. Let's go to music discipline. Automate practice routine generator. Automatic practice routine generator, new exercises. Practice make perfect. So that's kind of cool to be able to offer a program to help out with training with that. All right. I mean, that is that's cool and all, but nothing. Those are your two projects, huh? PhD, huh? CEO Jans. Okay, so let's dig into here. See what's going on with Janice. So it's like a directory more so than a website. Yeah, so business. Alright, so man, I thought I had an all-star here. Web developer. Well, you know what? Well, no, because okay, so he's the blockchain developer. He's a blockchain developer, but I don't see any blockchain projects. It's just a music tutor and big ass tabs, also known as base. Huh. Okay, dang it. Alright, so in that case, you know, the numbers, the data is the data. Guys C for, you know, for breathing. He got a PhD, but I don't see anything where he's written about blockchain or has developed a project. experienced web developer and data mining professional with a PhD in computer science. Developing distributed methods for knowledge discovery. So his enthusiasm for blockchain technology. So he's a blockchain developer who's never developed them within the blockchain or a blockchain. Okay, so it says he's proficient in writing and auditing smart contracts on the Ethereum platform. So, I mean, it's possible. I mean, you know, it's possible that this guy has gotten brought up to speed. So, you know, it's possible that this guy could turn out to be a superstar, but, you know, right now he is the 6th round pick in the draft that's coming onto a team and that's unproven. So anyway, Giannis, buddy, you get a C. Okay, next on the list is Primoz Mazvar. He's a designer, and not going to dive deep into this one, going to take them at their word. If the CEO is legit, if the other people are legit, we're going to assume that they would not fabricate the designer. So we're going to stamp him good, and we are not going to necessarily give a grade because the project is not necessarily going to rise and fall on the design and then like the web development piece of it. All right, Jortank. Let's dig into him. Okay, so it looks like he is right on LinkedIn. Okay, business coach, specialist for business development in China. Interesting. Since my graduate studies, I have always involved. I love working in different fields. This influenced my decision to do an MBA, led me to contact with neurolinguistics programming, where I obtained 2 certificates. There's no better way of putting my knowledge to work, but in practice, I've gained experience leading companies, teams, B2B, wholesale, retail, domestically and internationally. As a managing director of a big domestic retailer, I also learned how to work with people from all over the world. Okay. So, business developer, cargo, we know about that. And from September 17 to present, business owner from 2015 to the present, strategic consulting, helping businesses develop business models, strategies to working in Asia through transfer technologies. Investor, November 17 to present. Taffy is a leading provider of business contacts, a fast-growing company, representative, ASEM Corporation, Center of Science, the executive agency of Beijing Science and Technology, which operates under the guidance of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Science and Technology. Main task of the center is to coordinate bilateral cooperation improvement. The ultimate goal is to increase more successful commercialization projects. So that's interesting. He talks about what they do, but not talking about what he does in that function. which is interesting. Startup Mentor and Slovene Enterprise Fund. 2017 to present. So it's like, okay, interesting. So he's got an education from IEBC Bled School of Management, 2007 through 2008. Okay. So 2017, and then there's nothing, essentially there's nothing before 2017 really. So, man, based on his background, going to have to give him a C. Yeah. So Jurtomp. Give him a C. Okay. Jacques Amel, Marketing and PR. Combines high-tech finance and communication experience, has been involved in several successful blockchain and crowdfunding projects. Okay. So let's see if we can find your successful blockchain projects out here in the cyber sphere. Okay. Head of PMO Lean Organization Department, Burbank, Banca Slovenia, May 2017. Running project office and management bank's most important projects. Researching blockchain and next generation technologies for banking, optimizing processes, coordinating, begins consulting. Okay. So he's doing research, which is a passive activity, not actively involved, but researching. Okay, 2004 to the present, owner and CEO of SciTech. Director, CEO, project-led IT consulting. Okay. Blockchain fund, blockchain advisor. The United Kingdom, Sportify. And those other guys were connected with Sportify. Let's check out his website. Let's get a translation going on here. So his blogs are how to remove OneDrive from the left menu of the Explorer, how to make a bootable USB, how to use QNAP device, Dropbox, how to get files free, how to convert a physical computer to a virtual back test up, resistant to a crypto locker virus. So nothing really about blockchain technology, crypto, or anything like that. Just kind of a sidebar on how to convert make it resistant, have a computer resistant to a crypto locker virus. Let's see when this one was created. 2015. Okay, so been a minute. Okay, 2017. Okay, so again, we have 2004. Okay, 2004. He's been the owner of this company here. So we'll give him a pass for continuity, but now. Okay, so fortunately, it's easy, he's got a computer company, but he's doing the marketing and the PR. The PR part is, so far it appears they're doing a good job from what I can see with the communication and the growth. So marketing is important, and PR. So I'm gonna give him a B minus. Unisoft. Okay, so that's her name, but it's also a company, Unisoft. Okay, community manager. Not so. And it's important, but it's not a critical do or die unless you get into a bad situation. The fact she worked at General Motors is positive, and the auto AI. So we're gonna go ahead and give her an A for her experience with those companies there. And Peter Selgar, digital advertising, owner of Dynatech's performance-oriented digital marketing agency for 14 years. Just do a Google on him, not going to go deep. Facebook, LinkedIn. Dynatech, 16 to present. CEO, digital marketing agency specializes in getting buy leads for financial service and manufacturing sectors. Okay. Google AdWords, advertising expert. Okay, that's cool. Is he Google AdWords certified? Google AdWords doesn't say, but assuming that he is, or he has somebody on the team that is. Okay, Digital advertising. I'm going to give Pedro an A. Okay, last, Peter Merck. Okay, the Moore Legal co-founder, blockchain think tank lead coordinator, digital lawyer, sharing economy blockchain enthusiast. Okay, so 17, president, advisory member board, Zurich, Switzerland. Oh man. Advisory board member to X8 AG. X8 AG. Oops. Okay. X8 AG. Sounds like a computer component. Let's see here. Zurich. Tokens that create crypto safety. Okay, so X8C is a symbol for X8 currency product, which is a cryptocurrency. This cryptocurrency will be referred to as X8C currency token. New stable money could be one of the biggest benefits to arise from crypto. There are different means of providing stable portfolio solutions. Blockchain has the potential to deliver directly to end user without too many intermediary steps. Okay. We develop a solution that provides a missing link that can fight abrupt market drops, inflation, and the negative effect they create for you. The solution is that money you have saved will be worth the same amount in 10 years as it is today. The opportunity is in how much more money is and will be worth when you keep it at arm's length from inflation speculation. The approach is systematic, driven by unique portfolio risk management, financial technology. Currency consists of 8 global currencies plus the physical gold reserve. By this project, fiat currencies when their system receives an incoming transaction. Diversifying payments. Okay, so they're taking money and you buy the token, and the token is invested in a basket of currencies, and they're looking to diversify risk. Okay, so let's see if we can find dude on the advisory. Peter Merck. Peter Christensen. Peter Merck. There he is. Well, there he is. Okay. The background. Okay, so he has been an advisor to a currency, a cryptocurrency, the X8 project, x8currency.com. So did this bad boy jump off? x8currency.com. X8 currency. Eso es la pregunta. Okay. Collected 4,000 ether. That's is that 4,000 or is that I mean is that 4 million? Yeah, so 4 million ether they collected. And when did this thing close? Okay, X8 currency price. X8 currency price. Let's go bench. So yeah, this will give a date. So 100% fiat gold backed token. Okay, so this thing just closed January 13th. Okay, so, all right, cool. So he has an ICO advisement under his belt. Okay, so for him, Merck. Going to give him an A. Alright, so okay, so we got BB. That's not heavily weighted. This is heavily weighted. So we'll call, you know, they're not an all-star team. They're a B. They're a B team for sure. Possibly B plus, but definitely, you know, good solid B. Okay, for the advisors, I'll take a look at. I'm not going to do all these. Going to do like 1, 2 max. Peter Kern, Australian actor. Peter Kern, kind of Peter Kern. Logistics. Let's say Peter Kern logistics. That's not him. Some white papers, or they'll put the link on some of the sites. I'll put the link. Actually, see if we can get to. Okay, here we go. Oh, nice. Okay. Manager Southeast Europe. Manager what? You're the manager over, okay, manager of Panalpina. Since 2016, business development consultant from 15 to 16. Managing director. Okay. So, oops. Because there's a managing director at Maersk, Croatia. Regional route manager, African trade. So again, I put less weight on the advisors, but it's interesting. The guy's never any place for more than 2 years in a year, most cases. But again, not going to hit that very hard. So I'm going to call this team definitely not an all-star team, not an A team, definitely a B team. So let's take a look at their white paper. CargoX will transform the global shipping industry by securing BOL documents using blockchain technology, thus providing a way for importers and exporters to exchange those documents digitally, securely and without counterfeit in an open environment. Okay, CargoX aims to disrupt the container shipping industry through the creation of decentralized and open protocols, tools, and utilities for exchange of shipment ownership, bill of lading documents in the logistics industry. With Smart BL, we will change today's physical paper, which is proof of ownership, used for claiming cargo at the destination port, with blockchain assisted digital proof of ownership, making it more secure, instantly transferable, easier to archive, and massively cheaper than the current paper solution. CargoX will connect producers, importers, freight forwarders, and other involved parties in a well-balanced ecosystem. Based on trust, frictionless interactions, providing tools for, I'm assuming he means seamless exchange of documents, saving them time and money, while giving them a high level of security, transparency, and traceability. The logistics industry's top 3 pain points and problems. So this here says essentially that the container industry is enormously complex. There's at any given time over 20 million containers traveling across the oceans, and over 50,000 merchants shipping trade internationally. So as I said before, I absolutely love the concept. It's beautiful. It's awesome. The question is going to be if these guys can pull it off. You know, if it was an all-star team, you know, I'd feel very confident. You know, a B team can pull it off, but that's going to be the ultimate question and determine, you know, if I do invest, how long will I stay in this thing? Largest shipping companies. This I find this very interesting here. Costco, which I know APM Mars, 636 is tons. MSC, CMA. Okay, so interesting. So these are the biggest shipping companies, the biggest freight forwarders. Here are the biggest freight forwarders. 4 million. By the way, TEU stands for 20-foot equivalent unit, which is related to 20 feet long by 8 inches or by 8 feet tall shipping container. So that's how they're measuring these. So the top one is 4 million and it goes down to 600,000. Bill of lading interconnects several entities from world of logistics. But there are two main ones: freight forwarders and NVOCCs, non-vessel operating common carrier. As many of the big shipping companies act as NVOCCs and freight forwarders in full or some extent, in many aspects they are virtually synonymous, with the biggest difference between them being how they act in relation to the cargo. NVOCC acts as a carrier of the cargo being sent. NVOCC is the only entity that issues a bill of lading. A bill of lading, as it is also known as a contract of carriage, and is a legal document that binds both parties to the terms of the agreement. A bill of lading is important as it holds the NVOCC liable if and when the cargo becomes lost or damaged in transit, where compensation is often necessary. A freight forwarder only acts on behalf of the owner of the cargo to facilitate passage of the cargo from the point of origin to the point of destination. Freight forwarders contract carriers to pick up the cargo, board it onto the ship, then arrange for another carrier to pick it up at the port. They also handle all the entailing paperwork and documentation for their customers. A freight forwarder never issues a bill of lading. A freight forwarder never issues a bill of lading and is never liable for any damages or loss beyond incorrect or incomplete paperwork. It is also very common for NVOCCs and freight forwarders to have long-standing contracts or agreements. It is beneficial for both parties to cooperate with one another. And then here are the summary there. Introduction to bill of lading documents the problem. Every sea transfer in the world starts with NVOCC or the carrier issuing bill of lading documents that acknowledges the receipt of the cargo. The bill of lading serves as a document of title to the goods in transfer. Anyone in possession of the document can claim the goods at the port, making it the most important document in the shipping industry. Very interesting. The following diagram illustrates the typical life cycle of a bill of lading. Okay, carrier issues the bill of lading for receipt of goods to the exporter. Exporter sends it to the importer and delivers it to the carrier at the destination. Okay. The bill of lading's value is equal to the value of the cargo inside a container. On average, okay, the bill of lading's value, is equal to the value of the cargo inside the container. On average, it is worth about $60,000. Once the cargo is received and the bill of lading is issued by the carrier or NVOCC, the document has to be sent to the owner, which is the shipper of the cargo. Once payment for the cargo has been received, the owner sends the original document to the buyers of the goods, the CNE or consignee, or in case of an LC, a bank, by express courier service, UPS, DHL, FedEx. Upon arrival of the vessel at the destination port, they ask the importer to present the bill of lading in order to release the shipment to the importer. Pain points, cost. Today, a bill of lading has to be printed out on paper, which has value, cost, needs to be sent at least 3 times via express parcel couriers, which is time and money. The average express courier costs are $100 US for each bill of lading, so that's $300. Loss. The original bill of lading can get lost or even stolen. This pain is mostly felt by importers, as they need to officially declare the BL lost, which results in weeks of waiting for a new one, and because of the additional costs along the way arise, such as demurrage at the port of destination, late cargo arrival, in some cases total factory downtime, which can result in multi-million dollars worth of losses. It's slow. It takes a long time to receive a BL. In a conventional way, the carrier issues the NVOCC, sends it to the shipper, takes 1 to 2 days. The shipper sends it to the bank or of the importer, and it takes about 3 to 5 days. There's been many attempts to introduce electronic bills of lading, but none have garnered wide acceptance in the industry. Past attempts exhibited the following problems in their design. Number 1, a central trusted authority was required to run the system. An online settlement value was impossible. The rules of governing the BL exchange process were not transparent. With the invention of the blockchain, it became possible for the first time in history to connect all the parties in the logistics industry in an open, trustless, decentralized ecosystem and transparently defined rules of operation. Ethereum-based smart contracts allow interaction, automation, and additionally lower transaction costs. Now, just some thoughts on this. I give the concept an A plus. I'm just going to pause for a minute and update my spreadsheet here. Okay, so Cargo X. So the management team, I'm going to give them a B, and the concept, okay, I've already given the concept an A, so alright, so we've got that. Alright, so I like it because a lot of the projects that come through the ICO pipeline are Me Too projects. This is the first that I've seen of this kind and magnitude. There's a serious need for, they are attempting to solve a serious need. There's no Me Too projects out there that I know of, and they have the contacts within the industry, they have the experience in the industry to get this done. So that's my initial commentary and thought on that. So this goes into the size of the market. 4 million sheets of paper a year, $80 million a year in paper loss. Express courier service, 5 billion. 400,000 treats cut, 750 million employees. The Cargo X solution. So essentially, the following diagram it illustrates how it works. So number one, carrier initiates. Let's see. At the point of origin, uses the app to create a blockchain-assisted smart bill of lading with the exporter's address and sends it as a token to the exporter. After receiving the money for the goods from the importer, the exporter transfers the ownership of the smart bill of lading to the importer using the app. The importer can claim ownership of the goods at destination port by presenting the smart BL token to the carrier or NVOCC at the destination. Wow. At the destination, the carrier releases the goods. Once the importer proves ownership of the smart bill of lading token. All trade-sensitive information will be hidden from the public view and only shown to the importer and the issuer of the smart BL. Special care will be given properly to secure all information about multiple business interactions between the peers. So this goes into the governing body, how that would work. The utility of the token. Is structured in a way to allow users to boost interactions with the Cargo X, which makes perfect sense. You send a bill of lading, instead of paying $300, you're using a token, which is whatever the cost of the value is at that time. The only issue is, if the token ends up being $500 or $1,000, would it be sent in fractions of a token? How would that work? So this goes into the detail of all of that. And the workflow. So the go-to-market approach. So they're going to push the adoption of the CXO ecosystem from multiple sides. NVOCCs, importers, exporters, all parties will benefit from using the Smart XML BL due to lower cost, higher security, transparency, fraud resistance, irreversibility of cargo time-stamped movements. And in addition, they will incentivize the launch and growth of the ecosystem by implementing an automated bounty reward mechanism based on active participation of the end users of the ecosystem. At the beginning, special focus will be given to bring existing partnerships where trust is already present to the platform by giving them tools for easing their existing cooperation. 8% of the tokens will be distributed to future partners for easier adoption. Okay, makes sense. Business model. Each Smart BL creation event will cost an issuer $10. Okay, seems very reasonable versus $300 with 20% discount paid with CXO tokens. $10 or with 20%. Okay, so if they pay in US dollars, it's $10 US. If they pay through the token, it is a 20% discount of assuming the equivalent price of what the coin would be at that time. Which considerably less than the current cost of using paper. This amount, CargoX will cover 3 transaction costs on the Ethereum network. The rest will be used by Cargo XIO for operational costs, financing for development, registration and use of the Smart BL. The app will be free for importers, wow, and exporters. Interesting. However, in order to use various features, partners will need to hold a certain amount of tokens in their account. The required amount depends on the size of the partner. For onboarding purposes, we have reserved a number of CXO tokens to be distributed to the first 100 logistics companies partnering with CargoX. Okay, so BL fee $35 to $100 on paper, for them $10. Sending cost, average $100, there's $0. Sending original BL is instant. Change of ownership is done by sending original BL. With the Smart, it's instant from the D app. Transit time 5 to 10 days. The original way, instant through the Smart BL. Can be stolen, yes, through the Smart BL, no. Can be lost, yes, through the Smart BL, no. Archiving, expensive paper storage, and archiving is free for token holders on the Smart BL. Cargo information, location, temperature, etc. not available through the Smart BL. Yes, it is. Cargo information, location, and temperature. That's interesting to find out how they would actually track that. Okay. So the SWOT analysis. I love, man. This is a very well done white paper so far. The best way to discuss the efficiency of an application or technology is by understanding its strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so let's make a quick SWOT analysis of the Smart BL on the blockchain. Okay, strengths: decentralized network, resilient ecosystem, user-friendly interface, highly experienced B team, security and high-end cryptography. Weaknesses: lack of development, marketing and funding. Okay. Weak media presence. Okay. Smart BL industry market unawareness. For the Smart BL industry unawareness. lack of reputation, lack of trust in new technology suppliers. Okay. Okay. Opportunities, global trade penetration. So hopefully they will address how they are going to overcome those weaknesses. Opportunities, global trade penetration, supply chain optimization, integration with major logistics players, counterfeit recognition, cost savings, transparency, irreversibility of data, lack of open industry BL standard, smart BL can be extended and complemented with Internet of Things integrations. Okay. Threats. Blockchain knowledge among our users from logistics trade industries. Lack of blockchain knowledge among our users from logistics and trade industries. Logistics industry is not known as fast-changing environment. Customers' perception of BL as a paper document. Customers' perception as a paper document. Institutional adoption barriers. Now, excellent, well laid out. I mean, they get an A+ for this section here. I mean, they nailed it in terms of what their strengths, opportunities, and didn't sugarcoat it. So, the question is, and most white papers don't have a SWOT analysis. So the next thing is they will get extra points on if they are able to outline, if they even mention how they're going to overcome their weaknesses, and if they do a good job. So let's see if they're going to do that. No, they don't. Darn it. Okay, they go straight to the crowdfunding. Okay. All right, so it is token metrics time. All right, so wow, sweet. Okay, so that's one ether. Okay. Okay, so one ether, one token. Okay, so price is 0.001 ether per token. So the current ether price is, last time I checked, it's like $946. Let's put it at 960. Okay, so 9 cents. Okay, cool. Yep. So anywhere between like 12 cents and 48 cents comes right in there. All right, so let me go to my spreadsheet. And so the token price is 0.096. Okay, so we get a score of 9 for that. All right, and okay, the crowd sale begins January 28th. January 28th. No. January 28th. The January 23rd. I'm like, that's not right. Okay, so January 23rd, which is tomorrow. That's the other thing that I've noticed is so far they've been hitting their timelines without any delays or any issues. We'll be open for 24 days. So it'll be that plus 24. Okay, February 16th, or until it's sold out. So the soft cap is 1.5 million, hard cap is 7 mil. Soft cap, ICO market cap is 7.5. Okay. Number of ICO tokens. Early backers will be rewarded with a discount. Will drop every week. Okay. Pre-sale, crowd sale, January 23rd. Okay, so 10%. So cool. So we get a 10% bonus for the first day of the crowd, for the first 48 hours of the crowd sale. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, so what are the token quantity? Okay, so this is also, I give them an A+ for outlining their funds distribution. A lot of ICOs won't do this. So 55% of the funds raised will be used for the product Cargo X development. 30% of the funds raised will be used for marketing, sales, and PR. 5% for general and admin, SGA. 5% legal and compliance. 5% used for security. Okay. Okay, so we've got the roadmap here. Brainstorm and market research done in 2015. New outfit for 46 repeat features. Okay, 45, let's see. Oh, 45ac.com, that's the website. So they made a $160,000 investment, angel investment. Okay, so we got angel backing. Okay. We are the winners of the eBand Winter University Competition. That's awesome. That's awesome. Team has 10 members, and our growth was over 600% on container volume last year alone. Nice. Cargo X was born August 2017. November, pre-ICO preparation. February, they're going to... Okay, so February, the ICO will run in February. ICO will run in February. Okay, so it's gonna, okay. So into January, February, so it starts 23rd, but it'll run through February. Okay. First crypto cargo payment option in Q1. Cargo token will be added to 45ch.com as a payment method. Paying for services with CXO tokens will be given to importers. I really hope they redesign. I'm going to ask them in the Telegram if they're going to redesign the website, because it's not. I was thinking of another website. Okay, yeah, I was thinking of one of the, I think the CEO's his website. But yeah, this is cool. Yeah, this is nice WordPress type design. I mean, it's a little thin up here, but it's cool. Okay. All right, so so they're going to add their payment option in Q1, so by the end of March, before the end of March. In Q1, they're also going to release their BL Exchange protocol. We'll be releasing the protocol and announcing the first beta trial smart of the freight shipment. Okay, so they don't have a beta as of yet, so they're going to have a beta in the first quarter, so that is a metrics. Do they have a prototype? They have the concept, the prototype. No, and it's going to give them 1 point for that. And all right, Q2 Smart BLD app release. Okay, awesome. So they're gonna release their smart app in the second quarter, Q2 of 2018. We've already signed with an NVOCC non-vessel carrier, one of the top 10 in the world for the test trial. Awesome. Smart BL will be issued in Asia for a container shipment from Asia to Europe. Q2, Q4, first customers. Adoption of the first NVOCCs, importers, exporters. Awesome. Q1 through 2, 2019. Add-on features, bankers, insurers. Extending the protocol and CXO as a settlement. This is one of the best white papers that I have read, most complete white papers. The only thing that it did, I mean, it's very complete. Only thing that was missing was the, not going into how they're going to overcome their strengths and overcome their weaknesses and the threats. They've got a good team, I would call this a capable team. So with the concept, yeah, this is pretty good. So the thing that is still is the number of tokens. I've not seen in here. There's 25 issues of instances of tokens. I'm going to start at the bottom. Okay, so there's going to be hard cap of $7 million. All right, and each token is worth. Okay, so I'm gonna have to back into. The number of tokens there. So let me put myself on the spot here. All right, so if okay, so the cost per token is 0.096. No, that's not the. Yeah, the cost per. That's the cost per ether, right? No. Yeah, that's the cost per US dollar. All right. So there are a total of, well, the hard cap is $7.5 million. Divide that by number of tokens, and so that would give roughly about 78 million tokens, which is not bad at all. If I would like to see the number, because you don't know how many they are, are going to be in the distribution. Maybe the sale, could be 7.5 million total, but they're not selling all those. Maybe they're selling. Okay, so maybe the answer is what percentage of the tokens they're selling. So 1 ether equals 10,000 CXO. The maximum number of CXO, okay, here we go. Okay, so that's saying the maximum number of CXO tokens will be calculated on January 22nd based on the 7-day average. Okay, so let me go to the email that I received and see if we can pull that bad boy up there. So I took a look, I don't see where the total number of tokens have been released, but it's going to be something in that neighborhood. And, but, the big thing is going to be how many they hold back. So it could be a total of 100 billion, 70 billion released to the, not billion, million, which is, just double check that. I think it's, yes, 78 million. So it could be 100 million total, could be 200 million, and then they only release a certain amount. But anyway, it's, that's a good, that's a good number in area. Interesting. Well, I didn't find the exact number from their sheet. What they did was they shared a clip from a video where Superman was very popular crypto analyst on YouTube, actually mentioned and recommended CargoX. So I'll just play this like really quickly here, this section.
All these buildings and essentially, have your identity being separate in each and every one of them. This will allow you to have one identity across the financial sector. So ecosystems are going to be massive, and ecosystems are going to exist in more and more niches. One chain is really finance, Icon is doing it kind of across niche, Cargo's doing it, CargoX is doing it in kind of logistics, and there are so many others like medical chain. There's going to be MediBlocks, whatever.
So they mentioned CargoX. So that's, I had not watched any, and he talks about it in this video is learning to do your own analysis. I had not talked to, or I had not seen any other videos or any of the other people that make recommendations for this. I've been doing my own research on this, but it's good after going through the whole due diligence to get verification that there are other players that are recommending this as well, and kind of have the have the same sentiment as I do. So that completes the white paper, the concept, the plan, the token distribution, and I'm going to see if we can get a grade here for this ICO. AP feasibility. Feasibility. Is it feasible? I think it's very feasible. I mean, the ecosystem is in place. They're already doing it. They're not creating something from scratch. They don't have to go and convince them that they should use bill of lading. The only thing that they need to convince them is to go from paper to electronic. Just like the banking system is going from, paper deposits to electronic deposits for checks. So I think the feasibility is very good. So I'm going to give that an A. The risk. There's risk in everything. I don't, I see the risk. I mean, it's not, it's not a cakewalk. It's not. But they've got the relationships. The infrastructure's there. It really comes down to execution. It's risk on execution. So I'm going to give I'm going to give it an A on the risk factor being good, favorable. Classification. This is an ecosystem project. Ecosystem. Bonus, there is, what do we got, a bonus of 10%? Yeah, so there's a bonus of 10%. So, rating on this project is a 73. And let's see here, prototype. Let's see if they don't have a prototype and they ding on a prototype. If I make the prototype, make it yes, okay, it goes up to an 82. So I'm going to, that I'm rigging the system, but I think I'm going a little too hard on prototype yes. If no, it gets a 1. Even though having a prototype is important. I'm going to change it to a 5. So I'm going to go to my internal. So concept prototype. Okay. So it's like all or nothing. So I'm gonna give it, if they don't have a prototype, I'm gonna change that to a 5. And what does that do? Okay, so no prototype 5. That gives us an 82, which these guys. What else here? Okay, so this project rates out as a B, 82%. So I am, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, this was probably the longest video that I have done, and but I felt the need to go through and to show exactly what goes into the due diligence of actually vetting out an ICO to see where it is. Now there's some other things that I could do. Like there's a sentiment tool analysis. Okay, here we go. Social mention. Okay, so social mention. And so it's like what we're doing here is we are seeing what is the social sphere, what is the cyber sphere saying about Cargo X. Cargo X. Let's try, and then let's see, blogs. Yes, this is everything. Let's see what comes up. So the strength is a 35, the sentiment is a 6.1, passion's a 22, reach is 42%. Okay. Okay, so I'm actually going to start adding this as a metric to see what the sentiment is. Now there's someone who I think their spreadsheet is called 2 comma ICO or something like that, but that's all that they use is like the sentiment metrics to determine whether or not to invest in it. They put a lot of weight in it, but what I found is that things with like a really high sentiment that were coming up were these like those questionable, shady loan ICOs or platform, hyper yield inflation stuff, these gambling and things like that. So it really boiled down to me, there was a lot of hype machines that were moving that stuff forward, and so not necessarily that they were good, but because they the people pushing it, marketing it, were so good at getting it out. That's why they had that. So, so if we, okay, so that's Cargo X, and I want to blockchain. I'm gonna capture this. Copy, and okay, so now let's go to, let's see, one Luzel. That's one that recently closed. Okay, so 53.14. Mentions that are generally positive, those are not interesting because yeah, so that's interesting because that's one project that I know that is favored. So this is 35 versus, okay, so 35 versus 53, sentiment 6 versus 14. Okay, so okay, so 14 positive to 0 negative. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so for Cargo, it was 6-1, which is interesting. So 6 positives to 1 generally negative. Okay. passion. Interesting. More passion for cargo than Brazil. Reach 42% for cargo versus 54% for Brazil. Okay, so now I think it's Go Network. Let's see. I want to see. That's one that was like has been like generally very positive. Go Network. Huh. Go Network. Okay, 7-1. Okay. All right, and okay, cool. So 7-1. So sentiment, like, you know, Blue Zell is like off the charts in terms of what the sentiment was. So this is definitely like a gold standard for that. So anyway, the other thing you want to do before investing in ICO, after you've done your personal research and things like that, what is the world thinking about this thing? Let's do one, just one last one. This is one that was recently that shut down. People lost money on this. BitConnect went from like $400 at its peak, 440, to I think it's trading at maybe like $9 a day or something like that. So, but just to show what a negative sentiment will look like. So, man, maybe you come across a BitConnect, but you don't know it's a BitConnect. Okay. So sentiment 3-2-1. All right. So that's 1/3, 33% negative. But it's interesting that it's 67% positive. But I'm sure that this is because this just happened maybe like a week ago. Neutral, 81% neutral, 6 negative, and illegal. See, illegal comes up, and interesting that scam doesn't come up, even though a lot of people called it a scam, but they were, you know, nobody lost their money until everybody lost, you know, until people lost their money on trying to get out of there. But anyway, this is it for the Cargo X ICO, and this is how I look at doing a vet for an ICO before you put money into this thing, making sure that you're going to get it out. All right, thank you if you have made it through this thing here this far. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.